Well, hello, everybody. This is Dr. Troy Dukowitz of the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this. It's not small. So before I let your mind wander too much on today's podcast, I'm having a conversation, and this has come up many times. So I do live programs. Probably about 6 months ago, we were doing a program and somebody had talked about a small victory. They had a small victory, and I had to open up a discussion about a small victory. And literally just this past week, while on the phone with a one-on-one client, we were actually doing a Zoom video with a one-on-one client, he made the same comment again, which was a small victory. And I'm here to tell you today, or I would ask you to consider today, that there is no such thing as a small victory. Now, some of you, if you've had a small, quote-unquote, small victory before, you go, well, but no, you don't understand. It felt so good to have that small victory. It helped me to get momentum. I understand that, but it also, here's what I would ask you to consider is, isn't it minimizing the victory? Think about this. Isn't it minimizing your victory? So you had a victory. It was not a small victory. It was not a big victory. It was a victory. You won. You did something maybe that somebody else wouldn't do. You did something that maybe in the past you wouldn't have done. And so instead of chalking it up and saying, oh, you know what, it's a small victory, I'll take what I can get. I mean, think of that. Listen to me saying that. It was a small victory, I'll take what I can get. So I'm minimizing my victory, and almost with the tone of what I'm saying, man, I'm lucky even that happened. Now, folks, if you're going to minimize yourself like this, take a look across the board in Body, Being, Balance of Business and identify where are other areas in your life where you are minimizing. Where are other areas in your life where you are talking to yourself in this manner. Because if you start to look at and understand that the victories that you have are victories, they are wins, and those wins can actually create momentum in your life. Now, some of you think, well, it's such a small word. Why is he making such a big deal out of it? Because it's not small. It's a big word. It's a big word that minimizes your success. So if I start to look at things as a victory, I got out of bed today and I worked out. It's a small victory. I know it's not big for some people, but it's a small victory for me. It's a big deal. I got out of bed. You know what? That's all that matters. It doesn't matter what your neighbor did. It doesn't matter what your friends do. What matters is that you got out of bed. And maybe if you're the person who a year ago would not have gotten out of bed, that was a victory. It was not a small victory. And as you continue to string victories along in your life, those victories create the results that you are looking for. That's right, folks. Your victories can create your results. So instead of minimizing them, we start to look at our victories as steps. And those steps are taking me down the path to the ultimate successes that I want to create. Maybe it's having better health. Maybe it's an ideal weight that you want or certain clothes that you want to wear. Maybe it's just being able to go to the doctor and find out that all of your numbers are right. Maybe it's living a wellness lifestyle and making sure you have a chiropractor, a nutritionist, a trainer in your corner for your life. I don't know what it is for you. But even in that scenario, the victory, not the small victory, is in taking the first step, making the decision. That is a victory. And then as I take that first step and make the decision, I then have to start to take action. So I have to string together the plan, the action plan that I'm going to take, and I have to take the first action. That is not a small victory. It is a victory. I kind of laughed when we talked about it because I said, look, I'm a St. Louis Cardinals fan. I love baseball. I've essentially been brought up a Cardinals fan. And they when they play the Cubs, it is a rivalry. It's kind of like the Yankees and the Red Sox. I jokingly say it's the Yankees and the Red Sox without the violence. And when the Cards and the Cubs play, if the Cardinals were to win, or if the Cubs were to win, and you hear athletes say this all the time, oh, that was a big victory for us today. That's a game we will remember. Yes, there are certain pivotal points in our lives that we will remember. I might look back and say, man, that day that I got up on February 11th when I felt like staying in bed was a pivotal point for me. It was a pivotal point, man. It was a big victory for me because everything turned. The fact of the matter is that there were many victories that probably had to lead up to that point to put you in the position that you're in today. I don't want to belabor this point, but I hope that you'll seriously take this to heart and understand that the victories that you create are victories. They're not small. And if you start to look at it that way, you might carry your head a little higher. You might throw your chest up a little bit further, and you might start to really realize that day in and day out, you have an opportunity to create victories. And as you start to stack the victories day in and day out, you'll start to move closer and closer to the ultimate desires and results that you seek. Because those victories help you to create momentum. So what do I want you to do today? It's very simple, folks, is just sit down and take a look across body, being, balance, and business. And where in your life are you already creating victories in those 3 domains? And when you find the area that you're not, I want you to, and here's the thing, it's not pick one. I want you to look at all 4 areas so you can identify the victories that you have. What is the victory that you've created in this area in the last 24 hours? And if you find that you've done nothing, then that's the area that you go and you create a victory in. Not a small victory, not a mini victory, but a victory in. And then do it again tomorrow. That's all I've got for you here today, folks. Hey, if you haven't already, please head on over to the Commit and Go podcast at iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher. Subscribe, rate, and or review, and please share it with friends that you think might benefit from the messages I share here daily, Monday through Friday. Also, head on over to commitandgo.com. Head on over there. You get more information about myself, my coaching, 30-day programs. Right now, we are in the midst of launching our 30-day challenge again. The results have been off the charts. It's been so much fun to do this with our first group, and it's been so much fun to teach them and see the breakthroughs they've had. We've seen people they've made more money in business. They have more energy at home. They're getting along better with their spouses. They're training again. What I love about this is coming off the heels of New Year's when people were already not doing what they said they were going to do in their resolutions, and they're making things come true. It's been a really cool opportunity. So if you're interested, please just go ahead and click commitandgo.com. There's a link there that you can click on to find out more about this challenge. I'm super excited about it. Love to have you join us. That's all I've got for you here today. I am Dr. Troy Dukowitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. We'll hear you next time.